All right. Thank you for meeting with me, man.
Oh man, listen, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the platform.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So can you just go ahead and tell the people, the folks who you are, what's your name, and your story briefly about your story.
Yeah, my name is Brian Wells. Right now, I'm age 47. I've been incarcerated 25 years and 4 months for a homicide I had absolutely no involvement in. Uh, Victim night he was tragically murdered, and my story is probably like many others in this country,
Mm-hmm.
being wrongfully convicted. Uh, the major thing that I can tell you about
Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution. Say it. Subject to recording and monitoring.
my situation, just like most wrongful convictions, is that my case checks all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that my case checks all the boxes, is that you know, um, 40 eyewitnesses, crooked cops,
Right.
the same two cops on my case, Detective Duffin. Well, I'm saying his whole name, Detective Kevin R. Duffin and Detective David Lau. If you research them and Google them, there's 4 or 5 cases which have been overturned because of their improprieties. Star witness in the case, based on what I sent you and y'all read, everything she says refutes all her testimony refutes the forensics. My case also has a jailhouse snitch who was arrested 3 months later,
Mm-hmm.
taken from out of jail to a hotel. Like, just think about it. Imagine a detective
Mm-hmm.
who 3 months later takes somebody from out of jail and takes them to a hotel. What took place in that hotel?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
anybody else, you know, everybody watches first 48 hours.
Right.
Like, all the interviewing goes down in the police station, but he was taken at the hotel. So I can only guess that, he got some time to spend some quality time with a loved one.
Right. So take me back to that night, Brian. That night, I believe it was 1995, and I remember reading in
Yeah.
your story that you were visiting your cousin.
Yeah, June 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I had spent time in Harrisburg before.
Harrisburg,
And
Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I spent time with my cousin out there before, so
Mm-hmm.
I was out there probably 4 or 5 months previously.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, I gotta be totally honest, I did involve myself in petty drug dealing.
Okay. Okay.
It's easy to somehow, it's easy to put himself a drug dealer, but
Right.
this is 25 years later. That was petty drug dealing.
Right. Right.
So, you know, but I was out there when this during this time, I was out there less than 3 days before I got arrested for the homicide, which I had no involvement.
Okay.
So on the night that I was arrested, me, my cousin, and my friend, we were at a bar. Matter of fact, we bar hopped that night. That was the second bar that we was at.
Mm-hmm.
So there was people in the bar who lived in the projects where the kid was tragically murdered.
Right.
The bar with us. But you have to understand, during that time, it was if anybody know anything about, for instance, if you're in Atlanta, when the New York guys come down there, there's a perception.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always like a beef going on. So, which at that time I didn't even know it was a beef going on between New York and Harrisburg, but it's always been like a little fuzziness with that type of thing. So that's what was going on during that time.
Okay. Okay. So you were there. So, and also I read in your story that prior to, well, that night that that boy was tragically killed, you were in the bar, and there's actually pictures of you guys at the bar
Yes.
during that time that he was killed.
Yes.
And by they, correct me if I'm wrong, is it Harrisburg PD?
Yes, sir.
Harrisburg PD still was able to pinpoint the murder on you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. We took 3 pictures. All 3 of us took pictures. You know what I mean? Like anywhere, like if there's a chair and if it's 3 of us, we all want to take a picture in the chair. Like
Right.
we my cousin, he even had his watch on, and his watch even showed the time. So even at trial, all the lawyers had these pictures. The police had the pictures.
Right.
Here's the funny thing about the pictures. When I spoke to the police the night of the tragic incident, and I told the police, I was like, yo, nah, we got pictures from the police. And he asked me, he said, well, who took the pictures? I told him, I said, the guy who took the pictures, his name was Little Willie. Now, I didn't know this guy, the guy who took the pictures personally.
Right. But he just happened to snap some pictures of you. Just, I mean, like if you go out, sometimes somebody can, someone of somebody can just, right.
He was the guy who, back in them days, he was the guy who took the Polaroid pictures.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I knew his name, because on the back of the pictures, it had his stamp.
Okay.
His stamp said Little Willie. That was the only reason why I knew the name of the person who took the pictures.
Okay. Okay, so Little Willie took the pictures. So right after you guys came from the bar, and then simultaneously that young man was murdered, and they picked you up. Now it was coincidental because they said the person, according to your story, you said that there was another gentleman by the name of Black.
Well, Black's my cousin.
Right.
So let me rewind a little bit to the thing about the pictures.
Okay.
You go to the police reports with the homicide detectives say the young man was killed at approximately I want to be sure. I think he was killed around 1:15.
Okay.
That's according to the police report. He was killed at 1:15.
Now where were you?
Me and my cousins, we entered the bar at exactly 1:00.
Wow. Okay.
So, and there were alibi witnesses at our trial who testified to seeing all 3 of us enter
the bar
at 1:00.
And what time did you guys leave?
We left the bar after they called the last call for alcohol.
Okay.
And that was approximately 2:05. 2:05, because after that we stood outside the bar for about 5 minutes.
Right. Okay, so there was no possible way that your body could have been in the same place as this young man, being that you were at the bar. Okay. Right. Okay, so right after you left the bar, and just to refresh for the audience, but right after you left the bar, I believe you go ahead and tell us what happened. You ended up among a lot of people.
Listen, we left the bar because actually there was a young lady who had pulled up outside of the bar, sitting in her car, and I walked up to her and made small talk with her. It was a young female. She was white, and I made small talk with her, and I was like trying to pick her up, and I asked what was her name, and she was like, on some fly stuff, she was like, just to check my license plate.
Right.
And when she pulled up a little bit, I seen a license plate read Prime. So I was like, all right, and so I'm like, yo, we're gonna follow her. So we got in my friend's Great Maxima. We jumped in this car, and we attempted to follow her, but we could never find her. But the way we were heading, we headed towards the project where the victim was tragically killed. Now, while we was going down there, I had just had an incident with these guys the night before.
Right.
So we ball hopping, we drinking alcohol, and we driving, like, yo, let's go down to the project. Like, we was not thinking too much of it.
Right.
We got to the project. Now, when we got there, because it's like a one-way in, one-way out situation, when we got at the entrance, we can see, like, 20 to 30 feet ahead, we see all these police cars, we see police vans, we see flashing lights, we see yellow tape. We have no idea what has taken place. I mean, we knew something has taken place.
You have 1 minute left.
I'm gonna have to call you right back.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
All right.
But yeah, you know, we see these flags and lights and all this stuff. We have no idea what's going on.
Right,
We
right.
drive up there anyway. I'm gonna continue that when I call you right back.
Okay, no problem.